What do the following things have in common? The grass in this field, the colorful leaves on these trees, these brilliantly colored flowers, this spiky cactus, these strawberries, the wood in this new building, and these pieces of lemon and cherry-flavored candy. That's right, all of these things are plants, or they're products produced by plants. What are plants? What's the difference between a plant and an animal? How are plants grouped? During the next few minutes, we're going to answer these questions and many more as we explore some of the fascinating features of plants. Look out the window. What do you see? Chances are somewhere you see at least one or two plants. Almost everywhere you look, you see plants. Plants are found around the school, along the street. Plants are found in most places on the planet, including in the desert, growing on rocks, and high atop peaks in the Rocky Mountains. Plants can be found perched on the rim of the Grand Canyon, in the rainforest, and along the California coast. Some plants live in water, such as these lilies, and some plants live on top of other plants. So, as you can see, it's difficult to get away from plants because plants are all around us. You decide. How would you describe a typical plant? It's not as easy as it sounds. Some plants, such as moss, are quite small, and other plants are huge, such as these trees. Some reach heights of nearly 100 meters or over 320 feet tall. There are over 300,000 different kinds of plants, with many yet to be discovered. In spite of the tremendous variety of plants, they all have some things in common. Plants produce their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants use energy from the sun to make their own food. A green substance in plants plays a big role in the process of photosynthesis. It's why plants are typically green. Many plants also contain root-like structures, stems, and leaves or needles. And most plants are also continually growing. When animals, such as deer, get hungry, they eat plants for food. You decide. How do plants obtain food? Most plants do not eat other things for food, but produce their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Animals do not have leaves to help them produce food. Most animals have the ability to move around to capture or eat food. But plants generally stay in one place their entire life. All living things are made up of microscopic building blocks called cells. The cells in the bodies of animals are generally called animal cells. Plants, too, are made up of cells called plant cells. One of the big differences between plant cells and animal cells is that the cells of plants contain a rigid cell wall. Cell walls give plants support to stand erect and to reach great heights. These are just a few of the many differences between plants and animals. You decide. What would happen to the air if all plants died? If all the plants on Earth died, Eventually, the level of oxygen in the air would decrease. We breathe oxygen, and we need it to survive. Plants, and all plant-like organisms, are often referred to as the lungs of the planet because they play a vital role in producing fresh oxygen. Most life, either directly or indirectly, depends on plants for food. Horses eat hay, which is cut grass. And many birds eat seeds produced by plants. Even animals that eat other animals are indirectly dependent on plants, in that they eat animals that eat plants. Think of all the fruits and vegetables you eat during the course of a day. Chances are you also use several things made from plants. For example, the outside of a pencil is made of the wood from a tree. Houses are made of wood. Tables, chairs, and doors are made of wood. And even paper is derived from wood, as are many skateboards. Many things in your refrigerator come from plants. Orange juice is squeezed from oranges, which grow on orange trees. Vegetables grow from vegetable plants. Jam comes from fruits. Apples grow on apple trees. And even peanut butter is made from plants that produce peanuts. These are just a few examples of the hundreds of ways we use plants every day. There are many different kinds of plants, which scientists place in different categories. Plants are placed in categories based mainly on the way they look and the way they work throughout their life cycle, such as how they reproduce. One way to group plants is to place them into groups based on those that produce seeds and those that do not produce seeds. Plants such as mosses and ferns do not produce seeds, but instead produce spores. Spores contain cells which produce new plants. These cases on the back of this fern contain spores, as do the capsules found on the top of the stalk of this moss. Mosses also do not have tubes inside them to carry water and food. Because of that, mosses are most often found in moist places. You decide. What do you see inside this pear? You can see dark-colored small objects. These are pear seeds, and they're surrounded by the fruit of the pear, which we eat. While pear seeds are not edible, many people love to eat seeds such as peanuts and sunflower seeds. Plants which produce seeds are generally called seed plants. Most of the fruits and vegetables that we eat come from seed plants. Some plants, such as pine trees, do not have a fruit encasing the seed. This is just a general look at some of the ways the wide variety of plants on our planet can be grouped. During the past few minutes, we've taken a look at some of the amazing features of plants. We saw how plants are found almost everywhere, and we discussed the features that make a plant a plant. We also explored some of the differences between plants and animals. We also took a quick look at how plants are grouped. So, the next time you use a pencil, eat a piece of fruit, or take a walk in the forest, think about some of the things we've discussed during the past few minutes. You just might look at plants a little differently. Fill in the correct word to complete the sentence. Good luck, and let's get started. Number 1. Plants produce their own. Number 2. Rigid cell allow plants to grow tall. Number 3. We breathe which plants produce. Number 4. Most plants have spores or and number 5. Seeds are often surrounded by